Okay, so we've had no strings attached, friends with benefits, now we have friends with kids. That's what this is. This is basically the same movie rehashed 3 times. I mean, talk about recycling old ideas. It's like they said in the 21 Jump Street movie. My God, this is stupid. Jennifer Westfeldt wrote and directed this film and starred in it. She's the lead actress in this film, plays Julie, and our main male protagonist, played by Adam Scott, Jason, and they have decided to have a kid, but don't get romantically involved and try to stay platonic. They are in love, but they don't. Well, in my opinion, that they are in love, but they don't realize it because they've been friends for so long, and I guess they find that as a comfort zone. They come to the decision of having a child because they see that they're married friends. Ben and Missy, played by John Hamm and Kristen Wiig, and another married couple, Alex and Leslie, played by Chris O'Dowd and Maya Rudolph, were romantically happy before they had kids, but lost the romance once the kids were born. So they don't want that to happen to them when they eventually find somebody to fall in love with and marry. So they figure, oh, let's get the kid out of the way, and then we'll find somebody to fall in love with and live happily ever after. Not realizing that the love that they are looking for is each other. And this movie is funny and romantic, but not that much. The 2 main characters, they have chemistry, but not enough. The chemistry feels kind of stale, mostly because they're working too hard against the chemistry that they have, too hard against the love that they have for each other. I mean, I almost want to just push them together and just say, please, fall in love already. I mean, this kind of the fact that the 2 friends don't realize they're in love, it is believable, but the situation itself where two friends who don't realize they're in love, decide to have a kid, and then they fall in love, that's kind of unbelievable. Something that wouldn't happen in real life. Okay, so when they decide to have sex for the conception, you hear Julie say a funny line that turns off any man when Jason's trying to kiss her. Oh, it's like kissing a brother. Oh yeah, that really turns a man on. Now, yeah, they eventually do get it on, and when they do get it on, you can tell that they are into each other, even though they try not to show it. And once Julie is pregnant, they do grow closer together, and they do grow even closer together once the kid is born. Troy is the name of the baby. They do decide to start dating after Troy's born. Julie meets Kurt, played by Ed Burns. One of her married friends sets her up, and Jason uses Troy to successfully pick up Mary Jane, played by Megan Fox. Yes, this is a reference to the character from the Spider-Man comics. It's not? No, it still feels like the same character. It's just different hair color. I mean, the fact that Megan Fox is the actress playing her is even more proof that we're using the character from the comic book. I mean, MJ in the comic books is hot, and Megan Fox is hot. But the comic character is an actress, and MJ in this movie is a dancer. Still feels like the same character. Also, Jason keeps on calling Mary Jane MJ. You sound like Peter Parker when you say that. Okay, so after Julie gets intimate with Kurt, she starts to realize there is not much romance there. Meanwhile, Jason seems to like MJ, or should I say, lust MJ. One scene that occurs, which I don't like, when Jason is changing Troy at his house, they show way too much of the changing of the diapers. Oh my God, like, do I really need to see that? I'm trying to eat my popcorn here. Oh, thank you, I just lost my appetite. No, I do not want to see that. And yeah, there was another part in in the beginning of the film, one of their married friends showed the baby's first poop after once the kid learned how to use the potty. He's like, oh man, do I really need to see that while I'm eating my popcorn? Yuck. All the married couples, Julie and Kurt, Jason and MJ, all decide to go on a ski trip. And on this ski trip, Ben gets drunk and starts to say the problem with Julie and Jason's arrangement. What are they going to tell Troy when he gets older? And this is when Jason expresses his true feelings for Julie without realizing that he's just said that he's in love with her. He says that he knows all these things about Julie and everything, and he feels he couldn't pick a better person to be the mother of his child. So he feels he has made a responsible decision, irresponsible, to try to remain platonic. And this is when Julie realizes how much she loves Jason and decides to tell him. It's at this point that he tells her that he's moving in with MJ. Eventually Jason does realize his mistake and tells her how much he loves her. And tells Julie how much he loves her. First she rejects him because by the time he does it, she's already gotten over the feelings, or at least put them aside to the point where she feels she's ready to date again. And also she feels she might get heartbroken again. But they do eventually fall in love and live happily ever after, blah 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 blah. Now, this movie did do one things that I like. Has a logical romantic comedy I like logical romantic comedies. I don't like romantic comedies that are way too fairy tale-ish. But my problem with this movie is that our two main characters are working way too hard against the obvious love that they have for each other, and it's just becoming stale to me. I'm losing my interest in this film. And the scenes where they literally show crap in the movie really turn me off. I was like, oh God, I don't really need to see that. This movie was not good. 4 out of 10.